What's going on, guys? And today I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a breakdown of a trade that I took this morning. So first things first, we're going to start off on the daily time frame, which I always do, higher time frames before anything. Hold on, why is my thing like this? There we go. But always start off on the higher time frames, because like I always say, you have to understand what's happening overall in the market. Because even though I'm an intraday trader and I'm only in trades that last maybe an hour or two, you still need to understand overall what's happening in the markets so that you can then create a bias and have an idea what you want to see happen. So first things first, I have my markups off right now, but I'm on the daily time frame because if you know the concepts that I've explained and have a video on actually right here on the video of breaker blocks, watch this video if you don't understand the concept, because that is what this is right here. If you understand the concept of order blocks, I also have a video on that also. You understand that right here, this last up candle before this down move is an order block. And yes, it could be respected. So say if price came up to it, when price came up to it, it could have likely rejected and came down. But in this case, it didn't, and it got broken through. And in this case, it became a breaker block. And as you can see, if you zoom on in, this is where price has been respecting and holding this area. So from here, I'm going to go down to the 4-hour time frame now. So here, let me get this off. So one thing I need you guys to understand is, even though like I said, you start off on the daily and smaller time frames, we trade intraday, you need to understand what's happening overall. So what do we see? The first thing you guys need to bring your eyes to is right here, this last down candle before this up move, because this is going to be our 4-hour order block that price was currently in. So we're going to mark that up just like this. I'm going to make it blue because I like to make my 4-hour order blocks blue just so I can see the difference between my 4-hour ones and my any other time frame ones. So from the top of this candle to the bottom, this is going to be our 4-hour order block. And like one thing I always like to do, I always like to refine my order blocks. So by refining them, I like to pull out my fib, get the 50% of the middle of that order block. Because if you want to get a better entry, so say on an order block like this, look at the range. This is about 100 pip range inside this order block. But if you get the range from the middle of it, it's going to be around 45 pips, 50 pips. So instead of getting in the trades at the top of this order block, you always know that you can also try to get in at the 50%, and it's always going to give you a better stop loss than getting in at the top. So now look at all the things we have right now. Overall, we're in this uptrend. Price had this push up and is now in this retracement. So overall right now, we're anticipating a possibility that price is going to have that push up. And confirmations as of right now that price will do that is we're rejecting this 4-hour order block. Not rejecting, but we're currently inside of this 4-hour order block. And if we also, one thing we're going to do now, we're going to pull our fib from that low. Hold on, get the regular fib. From that low right here to the high all the way up here. So what do we see right now? What is price doing? Currently, if you look at what price is at right now, it's currently rejecting the 79, and it didn't respect these two levels, but currently is at these levels right now of this fib long. So now we have two confirmations that price could possibly go in our direction, but even then, this is not enough. But these are just our overall higher time frame confirmations. So from here, we're going to go down to the lower time frames. Here, let me get rid of this over here. So now that we're on this lower time frame, what do we see right now? What's the first thing that you guys notice? The first thing that I notice is if you look to the left, what do we see and where is price at? Price is right here. And right here, this last down candle before this up move inside this 4-hour order block is a 1-hour order block. So now we can also mark this up also. I'm going to make this red. and this is going to be our 1 hour order block. So now we have a 1 hour order block inside of a 4 hour order block, also in confluation with this fib long on the higher time frames. So now we have 3 confirmations right now that price could possibly have a rejection to go higher. So now, like I said, the same thing I did with the 4 hour order block, I'm gonna refine this 1 hour order block to 50%, and that's where currently price is at the 50% of this 1 hour order block. So I'm gonna take the 50% of that 4 hour one off because this one makes more sense. So now we're currently not rejecting, but we're currently inside of a 4 hour order block, also inside of the 1 hour order block, after having this retracement of this overall move to possibly reject, maybe consolidate before trying to see higher prices. So from here, now this is at 1 in the morning. So let's go to the lower time frames. I'm going to go to the 30-minute now. So at what time was this? This was at 1:30. So we're going to go to around 7 o'clock because that's when I started to get into these trades. This is 4 in the morning. 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then around here, this is when I started to wake up. So at this point, what do you see? I'm going to tell you what I see, but the first thing that I see right now is currently because mind you, we're trading intraday, so we are understanding that we don't need to understand what's happening over here. We need to understand what's overall happening in this area right here, because this is what is going to be our main focus, because this is what's currently happening. So the first thing that I noticed is last night price made a low, and then in New York session right before 7 o'clock we had this retracement. And what do we see? Inside of this 1 hour order block, inside of this 4 hour order block, and also we're still rejecting this overall fib from this 4 hour time frame. Now we are currently rejecting a 30-minute order block that was made at 5:30 in the morning. And if you understand the London continuation moves, you understand that London session tends to have a move, and then New York session will have a continuation of that move. So now we have a lot of confirmations in this area. So what are we going to do next? We're going to pull another fib, because this is where we're looking to take our entry. So we're going to pull our fib. Same thing we do in the higher time frame, we do in the lower time frame. So now we have this area that price is rejecting. We have this 30-minute order block inside of this 1 hour order block, because if you look right here, the top of this 1 hour order block is in confluence with what? What do we always do? We put the 50% of our order block, and look where it's at. The 1 hour order block is at the 50% of the 30-minute order block. I'm not going to have that drawn out right now because there's no point. But you see all these confirmations that we currently have in this area for price to have this overall possibility of going higher. So then what happened? Price came down, and this is where I got in my entry. I got in right when price came back down, right here. This is where I got in at this top of the 30-minute order block. I had a 50 pip stop loss, and then my take profit was about 100 pips is what I was originally going for around here. So now we ideally have, this is the trade that we were getting into. The confirmations that we had, I'm going to write them all right here. We had a 1 hour order block, 4 hour order block, and a 30-minute order block. So we had all these 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour order block rejections. We also had fib long rejections, and we're also in this overall uptrend on the higher time frames. So now we have all these confirmations that price has a more likelihood to go up than to go down. Oh, and the last confirmation that price was going to keep having that push was 35,000 level. So it was respecting this level. So right here at 9 o'clock, we had that push down, came back into this fib area. But what did it do? It still held above 35,000. And from there, price had that push up all the way to 35,100. And then what is price doing is still having this overall making higher highs and higher lows. So it's keeping this overall structure. So what did we do? We put our trade in and now we wait. So the areas that we were looking to target, we were looking to target the liquidity above all these highs above here. So which is buy side liquidity. We're looking to target these highs to potentially come up to here. And if you go to the higher time frames, from here to here is a 4-hour order block. And if you pull the fib from right up here, this high on the 4-hour time frame to this low on the 4-hour time frame, that's where you get this fib up here. So that, if you guys were wondering where this stuff is coming from, this is the areas that we were looking to target. So from this is 100 pips. This is ideally where I wanted to take the trade. So from here, I just let the trade run. And as you guys can see, I was almost stopped out by a few pips. So right, I was almost stopped out by 8 pips. But luckily, I got diamond hands. I didn't close the trade because I waited for the candle to close. And as you guys can see, when the candle closed, it was still respecting that fib on the 30-minute time frame, and it was still respecting the overall 1 hour and the 30-minute order block. So from here, price started to go in our direction. And then what do? We wait till 9:30. And why did we wait till 9:30? Because 9:30 is the New York Stock Exchange open. And since we trade US 30, that is when a lot of volume comes into the market for US 30. And from there, it was just gone. Straight to our take profit, came even higher to our 4-hour and our fib levels that we were ideally looking to target. And then from there, prices started to fall. And as you can see, that's where we currently are right now. So this is the trade that I took today. And as you can see in my Telegram, I'm going to show you guys everything that I was telling them. So as you can see right here, this is when I got into my trade. Stop loss 50 pips. Had the same confirmations. Pulled the fib. Was looking to target these highs. Right here, taking buys. Entry 34,985. Which is, where is that at? 985. Right here at this order block, like I said. Told them the confirmations. Fib long, 1 hour, 30-minute, 4-hour order block. Last trade of the week, 49 pips. Stop loss. And then from here, as you can see, I was almost stopped out. Very close. Very, very close. Very close. Like I said, came very close to stop loss, but the way these candles are looking, I'm not worried. Still holding. Then at 9 o'clock, we were up about 30 pips. And then right here at 9:34, it was just gone. Broke even our trade, and we closed majority of the profits at 100 pips. And then from there, I told them prices at the 4-hour order block, fib short, be mindful. We are more than likely going to see rejection. And that's when price was up here. And then what did price do? We saw rejection. And if you, I'm going to put a screenshot of where my entry and exit was. But as you can see, you'll be able to look where I got out of the trade, and it was somewhere up here. And then from there, just price was gone. So it's not about always your entries. You always got to know where you're going to get out of the market if your bias is correct. So that's really it. Hopefully this video helped you guys. This is just a simple little trade that I took today on the Friday morning, last trade of the week. And that's really it. So that's really it. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I'm going to keep on doing videos like this of trade breakdowns of trades that I have. So, because most of the trades that I take, they're just repetitive trades. I take trades like this almost all the time. I look for the same confirmations and I look for the same setups because these setups will work and I like to take them. Don't try and fix something that isn't broken. So, like, comment, subscribe. I got my links in the description for my Telegram group, so you guys can join that. It's free. I send my trades in there every day, and I'm always helping people. I do it for free. I just enjoy doing it, trying to grow a community. That's just what I do. So hopefully you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.